Hi everyone, and we are back with Kathryn of Hangs and Yogis. And if you guys have ever seen headstands done in your yoga class or wanted to try it yourself, today Kathryn is going to share some beginner tips to try.
Absolutely. I love headstand. I feel like there's a lot of stages that lead up to headstand. So first we're going to talk about inversions in general, then we're going to go through some of the benefits, why we feel the need to turn our bodies upside down, and then I'm going to be demonstrating with the blocks and without the blocks. So lots to cover today. And purposely turning ourselves upside down is contrary to our human physical nature, but the benefits are incredible for the mind, body, and soul. And the most commonly known inversions are Shirshasana headstand, so supported headstand, which we'll be covering today. You can also do the forearm stand, so balancing on the forearms, and you can do the handstand where the arms are straight. You can even do the shoulder stand. So these are some of the common inversions that you might see in class. And then I'd also like you to know that if you're intimidated by some of those more heating inversions, there are cooling inversions. Maybe something as simple as lying on the back with the legs up the wall. Even a downward facing dog is an inversion, or a standing forward fold could be an inversion. And it's just personal preference, so use your own discretion. In yoga, we always honor our bodies and where we're at, so it just depends on what you're looking for. Some of the reasons not to invert the body, which I feel like are important to talk about, would be if you have high blood pressure, if you have a heart condition or a neck injury, perhaps any type of recent stroke or glaucoma, anything with the eye, or pregnancy, epilepsy, things of this nature. So some of the benefits to why we want to flip our bodies upside down would be to reverse the blood flow and to increase the circulation throughout our bodies. Another reason to invert is that it prevents illness and it boosts our immunity. We also want to invert, maybe if we're hitting that kind of midday slump and we want more energy. Shirshasana headstand that we're going to do today might be something that you want to try just to get the endorphins running throughout the body. And it builds our self-esteem, our self-confidence, it builds our core strength. And it just reminds us to be super playful and lighthearted and just have fun with it. So we'll learn how to safely and properly execute the supported headstand today. And it's important to have the mat kind of lengthwise against the wall here. And then we want to start on all fours. So if you take a tabletop position and you soften all the way down to the forearms, you'd interlace the fingertips to touch. And a good way to measure where the elbows need to be is you can wrap the fingertips around the elbows here and then interlace fingertips to touch with the thumbs facing up. And I like to have the fingertips flush against the baseboard of the wall, and then I move my knees further in. So this creates a really strong foundation. We start to tuck the chin to the chest, and we're resting on the crown of the head. And I walk my knees even further in. So from here, I ground down through my forearms. I start to curl the toes under, and I'm lifting the hips closer to the wall. If you can't straighten your legs, that's fine. You could always bend your knees. This might look a little awkward, but we're starting to get the hips a little closer to the wall here so that everything's nice and vertically stacked. And then over time, we use the core strength. We lift one leg up, and we have the wall to catch us there. I like to practice against the wall so that we don't fall over. Eventually, over time, we want to lift the leg away from the wall, and we balance here. So notice that my feet are stacked in line with my hips, and my hips are stacked in line with the shoulders. And then to come out of it, you can just lengthen one leg down and the other leg. And then we always rest in child's pose, just allowing the blood to come back to the brain. So that is one way to do it. Another way is with the support of the blocks. So we want to create a T formation with the blocks. The lower block is the highest length, and then the next block is flush against the wall here. So we have that nice T formation with the blocks. And my head is going to be here. My fingertips are going to wrap around that block. And this supports the neck. It supports the cervical spine. So same exact thing. I interlace fingertips around that block. Make sure that my elbows aren't too far out. I see that all the time. So elbows are at shoulder width distance apart. Tucking the chin towards the chest. And then I want to walk the knees closer so that my back is supported against the blocks. And you can always just stay here, or you can start to tuck the toes and lift all the way up. That second block is really supporting my mid-spine, my thoracic spine. This is a good starting point, so you can always stay here for a few rounds of breath, or if you want to fully invert, again, we come all the way up, you find the wall, and then eventually we come away from the wall, balancing here with the support of the blocks. And we slowly make our way back down, and we find that child's pose once again. It does give this nice energy burst to the body, bringing vitality and bringing energy to the body. So inversions are fun. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And I think Heather has an announcement as well.
Yes, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, today is the last day to enter our New Year Clean Eating Challenge, I Eat Clean in 2018. Look for the pinned post at the top of the group, and then make sure to share your photo of how you're eating clean this week. Maybe it's a big glass of water, you're trying to hydrate out some of the sugar that you had over the holidays, or some healthy food that you're having today, or a snack. So we look forward to seeing your I Eat Clean photos, and stay tuned for the next challenge next month. Thanks, Kathryn.
Awesome, thank you.